Hello and welcome to a Talmud Israeli production. Today we'll review the highlights of this week's course of Daf Yomi study, Masechet Bava Metzia, pages 18 through 24. 18. Matzah gitei nashim, if you found divorce documents, shichrur avadim, or emancipation of slave documents, the atiki, matana, gift documents, shovrin, receipts, harei ze lo yachzir, don't necessarily give them back. Don't be so quick to give them back. Shani omer, because I say, kotvin hayu, v'nimlach alem shlo dinan, that the producer of this document considered the possibility of executing the financial transaction in question and wrote a document in preparation for that transaction, but in the end decided not to give the document, that he held back. And so if you were to remit this document to the person who you think owns it, actually you could be wrong. It could be giving over a piece of paper that was never intended to be given over. 19. Tanarabanan, matzah shover. What happens if you find a receipt? And this receipt is about, let's say, a husband getting a receipt for having paid off his wife's ketubah. So she gets the money and he gets a piece of paper that says he paid it. Bizman sha'isha moda. If the woman concedes the fact that this is a real receipt and that what it says about having paid the ketubah was true, then yachazir labal. You can give back the piece of paper to the husband. However, if the wife denies that this is a legitimate document, because, in fact, the husband didn't pay off the ketubah, then don't give back the piece of paper, neither to him nor to her. You hold on to it. 20. Matzah shtar ben shtarotav. Let's say you're going through your papers. It's tax time. April 15th is coming and the IRS wants their money, and you're going through your various papers. And 99% of the papers in your pile are yours, and they should be there, and you're happy to see them. However, all of a sudden, you see a piece of paper that's a receipt or a financial document that has nothing to do with you, has to do with somebody else. So what do you do now? Ein yodea mativo. You have no reason, you have no clue of why it's here. Yehemunach ad sheyavo Eliyahu. Keep it among your papers until Eliyahu Hanavi comes, meaning until Messianic times. Don't do anything with it. Hold on to it, and eventually we'll figure out how to deal with it. 21. Chafalf. Hamotzi ma'od b'beit HaKnesset. If you find money in the synagogue or in the Beit Midrash, uv'chol makom sheharab mitzim sham, or any public place where there's a lot of people there, hara'elu shalo, you could keep the money. There's no need to make an attempt at restoring the money to its rightful owner. Why? Because the owners give up hope. There's yeush. They're giving up any hope of recovering the cash that they lost. But wait a second, how could you tell me that they've already given up hope that they're going to recover the money? The owner of the money doesn't even know that he lost it. It could have fallen out of his pocket, and he just doesn't know that it's missing. As far as he knows, it's still in his wallet. So the Gemara answers, because Adam asoy lemashmesh bekiso bekol sha'a v'sha'a. A person is accustomed to check his pocket on a regular basis, on a very frequent basis. So if you're riding the New York City subways and you get your wallet in your left pocket, then every minute or so you tap your left pocket just to make sure your wallet is still there. Chafbet, 22. This piece of the Gemara is talking about a person who separated truma from the produce of someone else and did so not with authorization, but of their own accord. And the question is, after the fact, do we recognize the legal validity of this truma designation, or does it have no standing whatsoever because the person whose property it was never agreed to it? Well, the answer is it depends how the property owner reacts upon finding out that someone else separated truma for him. Amar lo klach etzel yafot, if the owner of the produce says to the unauthorized separator of truma, oh, you should have taken the better produce. Okay, im nimsa yafos, if there in fact is better produce, then trumaso truma. That indicates, at least in hindsight, that the owner of the produce was basically happy with the actions of his unauthorized representative. It's just he would have preferred that better quality fruits had been designated as truma. V'im lav. However, let's say there are no better quality fruits. then what was the owner of the produce actually saying? He was being sarcastic and sort of nastily saying, oh, you should have taken the better ones, in the sense that you took the best ones. You robbed me of my best stuff, which indicates that I don't like what you did. If that's the case, ein truma so truma, then the designated truma has no legal standing because it was done without authorization, and we now know the owner wasn't happy about it. 23. Chaf Gimel. A person shouldn't lie. In general, it's good to be honest. However, Bahani Tlat Mili, regarding three concerns, three matters, Avid Rabbanu Shamilayhu, rabbis or Torah scholars are accustomed to departing from the truth, to change the truth a little bit, a little white lie. One is Masechet. How much have you learned? So let's say a person learned 20 Masechtot of the Talmud, but it looks a little bit arrogant to say that, so you can say, I learned a few, I learned 2 or 3. You don't have to be truthful about the extent of your learning. Bepuria, regarding intimate matters, so those are private matters between husband and wife. It shouldn't be spoken about. So a question is asked, you can change the truth a little bit. Uve ushpiza, when it comes to lodging or hosting, you shouldn't, if you're a Torah scholar, necessarily speak glowingly about a certain host of yours, because if you do, then everyone else will take advantage of that person, and that wouldn't be nice. So it's best to say, oh, the accommodations were okay, not to say the accommodations were fabulous. 24. Beshuka de Rabbanon, in the marketplace of the rabbis, Matzah Arnaki Mahu, what happens if you found a wallet? So is the fact that this is the marketplace of the rabbi somehow different? Does it change the rules? The answer is no. Arelu shalo. You can keep the wallet. What happens if a Jew comes along and gives an identifying marker for this wallet? Arelu shalo. No, you can still keep it. But the Jew is screaming and yelling, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Well, the answer is his screaming and yelling doesn't help him. It's no different than a person who screams and yells about his house that already fell down or his boat that already sank in the ocean. Why? Because since the halacha says that Yeush Bailim, the giving up of hope, means it's not yours anymore, so it's like it's physically gone. No different than the house disappeared, burned down, or the boat capsized. So that's why the finder of the arniki of the wallet is allowed to keep it. Everyone have a great day.